Breaking news.
All right. We're back. Breaking news.
Conservative activist Charlie Kirk in critical condition after being shot at Utah.
All right. That's according to the AP. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. This is Restart number 2 of the rant with me, Pugs Moran. We do this every day. Well, most every day. Hot topics, current events, non-political stuff. Don't like the political stuff. But unfortunately, today we have breaking news, which is why we started a clean show. That's not why we started a clean show. I started the show like a half hour ago, and then something went crazy with the Restream platform that I use for these things, and I just decided to restart it. So let's get restarted. Again, the big news, what we're following here today, developing story at this point, 'cause it's not breaking anymore. Let's be clear. Developing story, Charlie Kirk has been shot at an event. Charlie Kirk is, of course, a very high-profile conservative activist. Turning Point USA, I believe, is his organization. You know, again, as I said earlier, I'll say it again. I don't know a whole lot about Charlie Kirk. I don't swim in those waters, right? I just learned that he's got a wife and kid. Really? Wife and kid? I thought he was like 19 years old. I thought he was a child. I thought he was the right-wing version of the Hog kid, you know, the Hog. They kind of look alike. They're like two handsome young men. All I'm saying is I don't know anything about Charlie Kirk. All I know is that what I've heard over the years, I'm like, you know me, I'm Mr. 70% in the middle. I'm Mr. Moderate. I think people 15% on the right are nuts, 15% on the left are nuts. A couple of years ago, when I first became aware of the presence of Charlie Kirk, I was kind of like, yeah, no, I'm going to pass. I'm going to pass on that. Just as I'm passing on the whole Greta Thunberg thing. I don't get that either. We're passing on things. But that doesn't change the fact that Charlie Kirk is an incredibly influential and relevant personality in American politics at the moment. He's very influential, as can be seen by the videos. There are videos of the event, clear videos of what occurred today, just about an hour ago now in Utah, where Charlie Kirk was giving a speech in front of thousands of gathered young men. A lot of backward baseball caps. That's, you know, I didn't really dial in, but it looks like a whole lot of backward baseball caps in that crowd when he was shot from what appears to be a great distance. They're saying reports now about 200 yards away. That's a sniper. And that's what I thought it looked like in the video. Video depicts him being shot, clearly being hit. Where he is hit is up for debate. Half the people seem to be thinking it was a chest shot. Others are saying that he's was shot in the neck. As we just heard from one of the feeds that are going on here, he's in critical condition, according to the AP. The Associated Press is reporting that he is in critical condition at a hospital in Utah. The shooter, by the way, the shooter is apparently in custody. Now, there is video out there of the shooter. I have not seen it yet, but I have heard it described as an old man. He's an old man in his 60s. Right? I want more. What do you mean, old man in his 60s? Was he an Indian? No. Was he an Asian? No. Was he a Hasidic Jew? No. I'm just looking for more information, because it's not racist to want to have a clear picture of who we're talking about here. So I don't know. There is video out there. I haven't seen the video yet, though, but there is a man apparently in custody who is being declared the shooter. What college was it? I'm not even sure what college it was. It was some small college. Let's watch some video, and then I want to get into the chat room. I need my chat people here. Let me merge the chats. I need my chat people to start chiming in here, because we're going to have a conversation about this. As I said earlier in the stream, or in the previous stream, see if I can recommit to the energy. And by the way, I got a whole thing I got to promote for tonight. Oh, well, this is what breaking news is. So just let me get this out of the way. Charlie Kirk is a provocative figure. He leans heavily into the First Amendment, as is our right as citizens. A lot of people hate him. A lot of people love him. It's all about perspective. So in this moment, I am going to choose, instead of, filling this coverage with, whatever biases or whatever. No, Seeing enough of that already from you ghouls online. I want to talk about perspective. And what is the big thing that I always preach against on this show? For 4 years now, every day, we gather together and I say, can we stop being fucking divisive? Well, Charlie Kirk doesn't want to stop being divisive. Yeah. And by the way, there's a counterbalance to him on the left or whatever. Some people just love being divisive. Maybe it's my accelerated age. I'm tired of this shit. But Charlie Kirk has a right in this great country of ours to say the shit that he says. It's the First Amendment. Now, he doesn't have a right to yell fire in a crowded theater or, in other words, just promote or prompt some kind of civil disobedience and unrest through his words. No, that's a problem. But what he says may be repugnant to a lot, but he's allowed to say it. And you don't get shut. Excuse me. Oh, my God. I almost said program bullshit. You know what I almost just said? I almost just said, you don't get shot in this country for having opinions that people disagree with. I almost fucking said that. That's programming. That sounded good. Fact is you get shot in this country. Doesn't matter if we got a First Amendment or not. You get shot in this country. Ask Martin Luther King's family. Ask Bobby Kennedy's family. Ask JFK's family. Ask Lincoln's family. I mean, and there's millions others I can't mention. So you get shot in this country. First Amendment, it's all well and good. But another thing I like to talk about a lot on this show is that it's just a fucking construct. Constructs. We all live and we all operate under the umbrella of a million different constructs. Charlie, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You can't do anything. I'm protected by the First Amendment. I can say whatever I want. Boom, sniper rifle. Construct blown out of the water. Apparently, you can't say anything you want. But he's going to get in trouble now. Yeah, well, that's a different issue. He's going to deal with that. People on the left celebrating right now. People on the left, earlier, I was scrolling through, and we'll do that again here. People on the left, Tony Soprano pictures of him smoking a cigar with things that say, how I feel right now. You're a fucking ghoul. No matter what you think, the lefties are always like, we're just doing this for us, for all of us. It's better for all. Fuck you. You're a monster. You're a monster. If you're right now typing some bullshit because you feel the world needs to hear that you're an asshole. Well, I don't know. I just put on my Twitter that I don't feel that bad about it. Keep that shit to yourself. Shut the fuck up. I mean, do people not realize how? No, they don't. That's the problem with social media. We've given us, we used to call them beer muscles, right? But now they're just anonymous social media muscles where people say shit, they run their mouths, expose themselves for the fools that they are. Adam's got a good point. Adam says, no reason to read the ghouls online because half of that shit are bots. And they are bots, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, I understand the distinction that you're making, that it's not an authentic, organic human entity putting this hate out there. But it's even more troubling that one authentic human entity can create a bot farm where his bullshit, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to equate this to, is there an update here? Let's see. Shot in the neck, seriously wounded. AP reports he's in critical condition. A suspect is in custody. Ongoing condition, blah, 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 is unknown. The university said a single shot was fired from around 200 yards away. Okay, so that's the latest. That's all we know. That's the most that we know right now, but we're going to know more in 30 seconds because that's how this story goes. Byron, checking in the chat room. By the way, come in the chat room. Let's talk about this. Byron says, I just keep tagging the FBI in all those retarded leftist posts. 9 out of 10 delete the post. All right, Byron. So So you want a police state. So you want the government police involved in censoring people that say things that you like. Dude, you're no better. Tagging the FBI. Jesus Christ, like these guys aren't busy enough. Don't do that. That's silly. You got to just ignore it. Don't give oxygen to it. And certainly don't think that you want a police state. You don't want a police state, man, because as soon as they come from middle-aged dudes like you and me, and they will, because we're going to be useless in about 10 years. We're going to be Soylent Green. You and your kind with these thoughts will be the ones who would have normalized the idea. Okay, take a walk with me on that. All right, that's Byron. Let's see here. Frank is out here. He's throwing up the prayers for Charlie's family. That's right. That's right. Prayers, good thoughts, positive energy, whatever you can conjure. Yeah, man. Right? We're human beings. Charlie Kirk's probably turns out he's got a kid, got a little kid. There's a little baby. This little baby whose daddy just got hi, I was that baby once. I was that baby in a crib where the police knocked on the door and had to tell my mom that my dad was murdered. So yeah, let's keep a good thought. Let's keep a good thought for the baby. Let's keep a good thought for his mother who, he's got a mom, probably. I don't know. So keep a good thought. Adam says, I should tag Byron for being a pet. Okay, Jesus, there we go. Yeah, okay. We are seeing the end results of our divisive recipe. Now Adam and Byron are going at it because, we got to hate people. We got to have differences. And because of social media, we can talk shit to each other without any kind of repercussion. Let's keep going. Let's see. Let's share some of this. Let's go through some of whatever the newest information that we have here. We'll look at some videos as well. All right, here we go. What is this? This is boom, boom. Nope. We're gonna go here. Nope. All right. All right, here we go. Okay, first thing we see is something from Charlie Kirk. Look at that, Charlie Kirk. Notice I am not following. I do not follow Charlie Kirk, nor do I follow Turning Point USA. Truth bombs daily. No filter, no agenda, just patriot power. Exposing elites. No affiliation with Charlie Kirk. Follow or stay in the dark. Okay. Very successful young media entrepreneur, that dude. Oh, here we go. Stephen King. Stephen King, well-noted leftist rabble-rouser, but one of the greatest dark minds that we've ever produced, certainly in the world of literature. Stephen King, the motivation of the man who shot Charlie Kirk isn't clear, although he's probably mentally unstable. Duh. Well, yeah. Yeah. That's not an excuse. Like, people are like, why are you making an excuse? Like, I'm hearing that with the Charlotte stabber that we're probably going to talk about later, too. I got thoughts on that, boy. Yeah, he's crazy. Yeah. The dude who from 200 yards, dreamt up the scenario where he was going to, perch himself somewhere and he was going to kill Charlie Kirk. Yeah, I'm guessing that someone who went through with that is probably a little fucking nuts, right? We get that? That's not a stretch. It's not an excuse also. Whoever that guy is, well, we missed him. Sorry, he didn't get the help he probably needed that maybe could have prevented this. Whatever. We've crossed the Rubicon. He did it. It's time to start treating him like somebody who did a fucking monstrous thing. All right, so here's a video. I guess we'll show this.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
All right, hold on. Do we have this? Why is it so? Okay, here we go. Here, folks, if you haven't seen it, and I can't imagine you haven't at this time, especially if you're on social media, here it is. I don't think I've seen this angle, though. Charlie Kirk, University in Utah, was shot this afternoon. He's in critical condition. Here's the video from the scene.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Yeah, see, that's
Oh my God.
Wait, Cody, go, run. Whoa. Here, let's do it again. Sorry about that. All right, so gay alliance is the last thing he said. He's very provocative with, gays and all that shit. So here we go. There it is. Oh, tried to stop it right on. Missed it. All right, there it is. That's the shot. I mean, I guess I don't have all that much experience with seeing people shot in real life, but according to my knowledge of movies, there was no big chest explosion and all that, so it's hard to tell.
Oh my!
Camera goes away.
Go, run! Whoa.
Well, I'll tell you, if I'm ever involved in one of these situations and I happen to be filming when something terrible occurs, I need to remember at that point, I got to be cameraman. Don't turn away. Because isn't that frustrating? Like, I would have liked to have seen what the immediate aftermath was here.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
There it is. That's the stop. Okay, so, Jesus, look how fast that happens, right? Okay. All right, well, there you go. That's the awful video that's been circulating. There's a close-up picture if you need to, I don't know what anybody would need that for, but okay, there you go. Let's make this smaller. All right, let's see what else we have here. All right, so seriously, we're doing CNN Van Jones. All right, let's switch over to, let's see. Yeah, let's look at a bunch of Charlie Kirk media here. Because, you got to imagine a lot of people, right? A lot of people were filming. We're going to see a lot of video, I would imagine. What's this? Okay, this is a picture. All right, that's just something from, okay, yeah, you're real cool, dude. Is there any video? We saw a video earlier. Oh, this is a bit closer, maybe?
Not counting gang violence. Great.
Gang violence. He said gang violence. Very important. He said not counting gang violence. I want to make that clear because I've been saying gay violence. I thought it was gay violence or gay something. Gang violence. So it is true. There were rumors that say that he was talking about gun control measures at the time that he was shot by somebody who went and bought a sniper rifle. Okay. I would love to hear a little bit more, right? Don't you want to back it up? You want to hear like what he was saying? Not that that would have anything. Like, it's not like the guy showed up with a rifle and went, well, if he says something I like, I'm not going to pull the trigger. I mean, the guy went there to pull the trigger, but it is interesting if maybe it was in that moment where he went, all right, I'm doing it now. I don't know.
Not counting.
Let's make this as big as we can. All right. All right. Can you see this? All right. This is going to be close up.
Gang violence. Great.
Jesus, if he dies, this is like his last split second on earth. He has no ideas what's coming. Okay. All right, so that's the moment the bullet hits, and we're looking at it at fairly close range. Again, all I know about this stuff is from the movies. Isn't there supposed to be like a big explosion of blood in all of that? Oh, and by the way, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so don't. This is a false flag. He wasn't even shot, because we are going to hear that. That's not what I'm saying. Like, we hear that about the Trump thing, which, if I'm being honest, I got some questions, but, whatever. So the ground has been laid for all assassinations from this point forward to just be like, false flags, black ops, publicity stunts, whatever. But this is interesting. In this moment, I don't exactly see. He's just been hit by a bullet. His body is reacting. Oh, okay. What is this? Here we go. This was not there a second ago. It looks like he was shot directly in the throat, which is very good news. Well, I mean, considering, everything else that's going on. There it is. That's it. That's the bullet hole. We see it. He was shot in the throat, probably exited out the back. This was the concern. The concern was dead splat in the chest where his heart explodes and he bleeds out on the way internally to the hospital. You can control this. You can control that. You can, I'm just saying, it's not quite as dismal. And let me tell you something. If he survives this, which we all hope that he does, of course, but man, I mean, Jeez. Look at that. All right. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, blood immediately. Okay. So everybody needs to shut the fuck up about false flags and stuff because this looks pretty real. This looks, unfortunately, pretty real. Oh, it's pouring out. Oh God, you guys, please. I am so sorry. This is my first time watching it.
Not counting gang violence.
One
Great.
more time. And I'm sorry if you need, look, this is rough. This is a human being. This goes into my whole theory that there are 50% of us that are truly affected by this. And 50% of us who are, I just saw a guy get killed. Now those 50%, they pretend. They're like, oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's such a bad thing. But I believe that there really are two kinds of human beings. People who see this and then get really bummed out for the next couple of hours because of the whole state of things, and those who just see it like a TV show. So I apologize to the 50% who are seeing this and are like, fuck, because I'm in your group. There it is. All right. Oh my goodness. Yep. Look at that. That's a lot of blood loss, man. That is. Isn't there like something important there, artery-wise and stuff? Oh, geez. Excuse me. Look at me just going all Catholic involuntarily. Holy crap. Everybody goes back to Catholicism in a foxhole, I guess. Oh, jeez. Let's jump. I mean, that's a lot of blood. That is a lot of blood, man.
Not counting gang violence.
Okay, all right, we can't do this anymore. I'm sorry. Thank you, or I apologize, or whatever the appropriate thing to say is. We just spent about 2 minutes watching something that is news. It's breaking news. That is what, well, no, I apologize. It's not breaking news. It's actually developing news. All right, anything latest concern? What are we hearing? Chat room, anybody? We got anything new? Is anybody hearing things in the chat room that I can't find because, I'm sitting here doing this stream. I'm trying to do this as best I can. Yeah, CC. Thank you, CC. He's like, where do you see the blood? It's bad. Yeah, it is. Okay. So we're seeing that together. Barney says it's a 53-year-old white guy in khaki shorts, not your typical banger. No, it is not. No. And 53. Great. I heard him described as some old guy. Some old guy who was a freshman when I was a senior. All right, great. Today gets even worse. All right. Hugh says, if you watch the close-up video, you will see the blood. Yeah, we're seeing that. Frankie says, violence is not the answer. Disagreement to politics. No, it's not, Frank. But neither is all the rabble-rousing that you and your kind do. Yeah, Frank. I had to mute you on Twitter for a while because for years you were really divisive in the shit you were putting out there. And someone who's known Frank for 20 years, I fucking love Frank. Frank's my guy. But I was like, man, I don't want to even be in that orbit. So no, violence is not the answer, but we have to ask ourselves, how do we get to the point where people are considering violence? And it's because of all of this endless pot stirring and divisive bullshit. We got to just learn to ignore people we think are weird. How about that? That's what we did in the 70s. Weirdos were over here. They didn't get invited to any cool parties or anything, and we were fine with it. But now because we're all brought together in this cauldron called Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, we're all drawn together, and suddenly this party, everybody's invited, and we're starting to point out who we don't like. That's what's happened. But I do love you, Frank. Frank's my guy. Always will be. All right. Hugh with an observation about the shot. Left jugular delivers blood to the body, so he's still getting blood to the brain. Okay, that's good. That's good. I think the main concern, being somebody who, is my scar not visible anymore? I've got this nope, going the wrong way. Yeah, here it is. I got this really cool scar that goes there we go. It's like the top of my head got taken off. What? So, I mean, I've experienced massive blood loss. And that's the big thing. You know, they can stitch you back up and fix your skull. Isn't that great? Look at that. That was like, I was 16 when this happened. And it was terrible. It was a giant red mark for a lot of years. My scar is almost completely healed. All right. That's good for me. Now, let's kick back into this. Let's see here. All right, Frank's got a, hopefully I won't watch violence tomorrow on X. Don't watch violence. We don't need to watch violence. All right, let me look around here, guys. Okay, we're just hanging out, right? We're kind of processing. I really think that what we're doing here now is right. We're waiting for an update from the hospital. Isn't that what we're doing? Let's see what the latest is. We'll scroll. Oh, Jesus. All right. I can't escape the damn assassination video. Truthfully, I can't believe that there aren't more from a million different perspectives already flooding. I know I've seen a couple and they're coming, you know, one at a time, but that's a pretty big crowd, right? You would think that a lot of people would be filming. Let's see. Here you go. Yeah, this one. Charlie Kirk was shot by an old man. No, he wasn't. He wasn't shot by an old man. He was shot by a crazed 53-year-old young stud. Can we call him that? No, I guess we can't. Here. We'll scroll through more of these. Riley, check. Charlie, here you go. All right. Charlie Kirk was shot by an old man. The mainstream media is so toxic that even old people are being brainwashed into hate. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're not reading that. I just don't care. Is this his family? See, this is sad. He's got a beautiful wife. I mean, he's a good-looking guy. I mean, I'm sure he's, sure he gets good women. I'm sure the groupie scene for him, if he wants it, is great. And I'm pretty sure he's taking advantage of it, because if I know my Christians, just saying. Let's see. Anything else? Latest. All right, let's go to the top ones, because the top ones usually have higher profile people chiming in on this. So let's see. We were there with Stephen King. He, I don't know. He should probably stay quiet here. Then we got more video. All right, talking shit on Van Jones, which we were going to talk shit on Van Jones today after the nonsense that he spouted last night on CNN, but I don't know that we're going to get to that. Shooting Charlie Kirk right under a Prove Me Wrong banner is a pretty funny rebuttal. Oh, is it? Oh, isn't Snark alive and well in moments of tragedy on social media? Because everybody's a fucking asshole who's been indemnified from any actual repercussion from the bullshit they spout. Oh, isn't this a great world? We used to be forced to practice in our daily life being fucking civil. We had to practice that every day when we worked with people we didn't like. Now, there is nobody well practiced at turning the other cheek when an asshole says something weird. Okay, we don't do that anymore. Now it's all about engaging. I hate this world. I hate this world that I'm not going to take credit for it. Gen X, we sat it out. I hate this world that fucking boomers and millennials fucked up. You guys fucked it up, not us. You sidelined us about 1998, 1999 when computers came in and all the boomers went, hey, I'm going to have my grandkid teach me about this. And you fucking completely benched Generation X. So we got nothing to do with this shit. But I digress. Let's see. What else do we have here? More video. We don't need to see any more video. Lovely wife and kids. All right, nothing but video, huh? This is it? All video? What is this? Is this the guy? All right, here we go. This looks like the suspect. All right, this is the guy. Looks like fucking Dick Cheney, if I'm being honest. Dick Cheney shot Charlie Kirk. Holy shit.
That's the right to remain silent.
53? That guy's 53? No, he looks older than 53, right? Come on, man. Don't tell me I look like I was a senior when that dude was a freshman. Please. Hold on. Let me look at myself. Oh, fuck. He does. He looks like my little brother. The person being described online as an old man looks like you could be my younger brother.
That's the right to remain silent.
All right. Okay, I wonder what this is about. Okay, because a lot of moving parts here. You know, it's Utah, so it's an extremely conservative state. Very well, you know, Mormons and, you know, first of all, booze. I mean, social freedoms are like frowned upon there, you know, dancing and whatnot. I don't know. Can you dance in Salt Lake City? I don't know. Do they have dance clubs? Probably. But okay, so you got that. So is this guy a resident? We need to find out some shit about this guy. Is this guy a resident of Utah? What is this guy? Now we want to know, right? Well, who did he vote for? Is he a because that's gonna mean everything. It means nothing. What do I always say about these people? Anything that we learn now is just fun facts for us, but it means nothing because they're fucking crazy. And we don't know if they're crazy, and that's why the other things. Well, they're obviously trans, and that's why they shot. No, they're crazy, and they're also trans, and they also, well, at least that's a good thing, right? This guy ain't trans. We got that one. At least he doesn't look like it. Unless that's a woman. Wow, if that's a woman, he's a good trans. All right, let's keep going. Charlie Kirk deserves better. Pray for Charlie Kirk and his family. And once again, man, good thoughts, positive energy, whatever it is. Yeah, man, you should try and conjure a little something. I don't know what it means. I have no idea. I don't believe it means nothing, and I don't believe it means everything. Life is about trying to figure out what all this energy and all this stuff is and what some people call praying and other people call meditating and whatever. What is it all? I don't know. But I do believe in the manifestation of positivity and putting that out. So go ahead, let's do that. And if you use the parlance of let's pray for Charlie Kirk, God bless you. Charlie Kirk critically shot in the neck. Well, this is a weird one. I don't know who Jackson is. Do you see this? This is the kind of stuff that we get on Twitter. Jackson, here on Twitter, says that according to John Solomon, Charlie Kirk has died. We don't know that to be true. We're just reading social media. I don't know who the fuck John Solomon is. Hold on. Do I need to look up John Solomon now? Is he another like bigwig in the Turning Point USA kind of a deal? Let me see here. John F. Solomon is an American journalist who was a contributor to Fox News until late 2020. See, I don't watch Fox News, so I don't know. He was formerly an executive and an editor-in-chief at the Washington Times. Okay, so John Solomon is a political commentator. Let me found him here on Twitter. Let's see if he is actually reporting. Oh, is he? Okay, so John Solomon is not, at least not in his last hour's worth of tweets, he is not reporting that Charlie Kirk has died. Okay. So there you have it. There's just somebody being an asshole on social media because there's no penalty for being an asshole. And being an asshole is fun for small people. I'm so shocked by the horrible incident towards Charlie Kirk. Can we please have different opinions? What a world. Prayers for him and his kids and family. Please check yourself and be human. It's a good message. Blue Ghost says Charlie Kirk is a peacemaker. He shed, now this is, I'm sorry. This is some gaslighting. This is some beautiful gaslighting. Because me as a guy in the middle, I'm like, yeah, he ain't a peacemaker. He's a troublemaker. He tries to get people, he says things that he knows is going to piss people off and he doesn't care because he knows he's protected as a citizen of America. Charlie Kirk is a peacemaker. He shared the truth in love. Praying for him. Okay. Thank you, Blue Ghost Pecan. Okay, more about Van Jones. Okay, let's just... Nano Mio says, I don't know who the hell Charlie Kirk is, and I just got like 5 tweets in a row talking about him on my feed. I kind of dig people who don't know who Charlie Kirk is. I got to be honest with you. I'm like, I would. Hold on. I got some news here. Yeah, that's interesting. That's just, I've just been sent a Newsweek article by a friend. This is from April of 2023. And it's an article where Charlie Kirk is giving a speech where he says gun deaths and gun violence are unfortunately worth it to keep the Second Amendment. So that's the kind. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I need to do with that. I mean, look, we know that he was. I'm not going there. I have no interest in going there. Let's see. Conservative influencer Charlie Kirk shot at a Utah university. Why does nobody know the name of this university? Nobody is, because and by the way, I've heard it like 3 times, which means it's a terrible name for a university. And it also means that they have done nothing over the years because I am not retaining the name of this university. Nobody else seems to be either. Bobby Bain says, lock this criminal up. Nothing but corruption on a... Okay, Democrats. Yeah, he's okay. Again, doesn't fucking matter how he voted. He's obviously crazy. All right? I don't know why you people are like, well, yeah, he's crazy. But let's dig deeper. Let's find out what's really behind this. What's really behind it is that he's fucking nuts. And he walked into a store and got a sniper rifle. And, that's the problem that I would lean into. He's fucking nuts. It's the same way I feel about hate crimes. Do you see? Well, let me use it in that context. I've always said hate crimes are fucking stupid because if I'm getting my ass kicked for something, like the way I dress or the way I talk or whatever, if I'm getting my ass kicked for that, one, isn't that already a pretty serious crime? You can't just beat strangers up on the street. So let's enforce those laws. But secondly, as far as the hate crime legislation goes, again, if I'm getting my ass kicked for something that I'm in the minority of, I don't give a fuck why they're kicking my ass, okay? In the moment, I only care that I'm getting my ass kicked, and thankfully there are laws that are going to put these people in jail. Now, whether or not those laws are prosecuted to the full extent, that's up to my local judiciary. I don't know. But it's kind of the same thing. Kind of the same kind of vibe that I feel there. Let's see. What else do we have? You should respect the man's wishes against empathy. All right, what's this? Charlie Kirk calls empathy a new age term that does a lot of damage. Yeah, I mean, these are the kinds of things he said. These are the kinds of things that he was known for. Provocative statements that I think make good people good, put upon anxiety-ridden normal Americans. He says things that make us go, well, that's a fucking shitty thing to say. Why is that even being put out there? Right? So that was his brand. And he was popular because I think a lot of people hear shitty things, whether on the right or the left. There's a lot of shits on the left too. Let's not pretend like it's one-sided. There's shitty people through and through in this world. But you hear, I'm going all over the place, you guys. I'm sorry. All right, what is the latest? I'm looking at the clock. It's already 3:30. All right, what is this? Conservative influencer and media personality Charlie Kirk has been pronounced dead following a targeted shooting today at Utah Valley University. He was 31. Again, this is coming to us from Star Brief. So let's read this the way you should. Who is Star Brief? Star Brief has 804 followers. Okay, so Star Brief is nothing. There is no credibility with Star Brief. Oh, did we just lose it when we switched over? See if I can find that one again, because I wanted to kind of... Yeah, Star Brief. When only... All right, here's another good example, okay? Here, this is being reported. Leading report. Charlie Kirk shooter, don't even know what that's about, still at large per CNN. What is the lead? Well, okay, so now that's on CNN too. Unless this is all just a bullshit report. Let's see what this is. Leading report. Leading source for breaking news. All right, I'm looking at the people that follow it. That's a good indication to me. Moshe Schwartz is a real journalist, so that's real. 1 minute ago. Breaking news, Charlie Kirk has reportedly passed away at the age of 31. Per Just the News. I don't know what Just the News is. But again, leading report. Let's see some of the things that they've hold on, let's go. Let me see. Once again, let me see what leading report is. 948,000 followers tells me that there's something there. They're followed by Moshe Schwartz, who is a real journalist, covers a lot of international stuff, the Ukraine war and all that. Kyle Long. All right, this means a lot to me. Kyle Long follows this. Kyle Long is not stupid. Kyle Long is a pretty smart guy. So Kyle Long follows. Okay, so there we go. Rafer Weigel. All right, Rafer Weigel, another guy I know. Oh, that's what this is. These are all people that I'm friends with or something. People I know. Oh, freaking Alex. Look at him there. Jesus. All right. So leading report does not seem sketchy, and they are reporting via another source, Just the News, that Charlie Kirk has passed away. Now that's a little bit, to me, a little bit more real than the other two sources that we were just talking about earlier. The other two random posters on Twitter who said, I heard Charlie Kirk is dead. And by the way, if it is true, if they were right that he was dead, that doesn't change the fact that they were probably wrong. What I mean is, you can get up on something like, it's 50-50 right now. So if you're trying to make a name for yourself, you'll just say, my sources tell me that Charlie Kirk is dead. And if you happen to be right, then there are going to be people who are going to go, wow, that guy was right. And if you happen to be wrong, nobody's going to remember. Nobody will remember. So that's why, I'm looking at something like Leading Report, which is now reporting this. They've got almost 1 million followers, and they've got some, seemingly normal people following them as well. All right, let's see if there's anything new. Let's go to the latest. Chat room, what's the chat room getting into here? Mike D says, yes, they are now saying that the shooter is not in custody. So it is quite possible that the man, described as a 53-year-old white man who we saw in that video saying you have the right to remain silent or whatever, it sounded like he was repeating his Mirandas. So that guy might not be the shooter, right? This is what happens in the fog of war, right? In the early moments of all of this, we don't know what we're looking at. So somebody was in the crowd. That guy was being detained by police for some reason. Somebody filmed it, and now it's up on Twitter. He's the shooter. What's Barney saying? Barney says 17 minutes ago, NBC saying shooter was not in custody. Okay. Byron says just read surgery was successful and he is in critical but stable condition. All right. So here's what we need in these moments, Byron. Cite your source, right? That's what you say. Cite your source. What are your sources? Okay. You just read. Where did you read it? That's all. So in moments like this, my junior producer's there in the chat room because I'm going to go with whatever it is you tell me. You're going to need to cite a source so that I can then. All right. So there's me citing a source. So one of my sources in media. Man initially, who's listening, thank you. I like that when real media people are listening. Man initially taken into custody is not the gunman. Okay. All right. So there we go. So the gunman still, we don't know what's happening. Let's watch some news coverage of this, right? Let's just sit back. Let's take a break. Let's see how the news is covering this. I'm sure there are a lot of, let's get out of that. Sure, there's a lot of live news coverage. Am I? All right, let's see what. All right, let's go to NBC News. Let's just sit and watch for a little bit, and then I'll jump in and I'll be looking at your chat comments. So let's just watch this story unfold.
Grateful to have your perspective, and we are so sorry for what you have been through, and we really appreciate your both being here. Thank you both so very much.
Thank you.
Let's go back to Tom Winter. Tom, so painful to hear from those two witnesses. You can hear how shaken they are. This has clearly changed them, changed their view of.
Oh, hold on. I'm trying to find one that works.
In one of the most important parts of this country, which is political discourse and these types of political rallies. But they said something that was so, I think, important as we move forward, which is that they said there wasn't security at this event. Tom, what are you hearing about that?
Yeah, I want to get to that in a second, Kristen. I did want to tell you that the President of the United States has apparently talked to the New York Post, asked if Kirk was in the hospital. I'm just going to read right from the article. President Trump told the Post somberly, quote, "He's not doing well. Pause. Yes, it looks very bad," end quote, adding that he was feeling, quote, not good about the shooting. He says he was a very, very good friend of mine and he was a tremendous person. All of that, according to President Trump to the New York Post, apparently speaking with him after this incident. So from a security perspective, Kristen, I think those interviews that you just did with the eyewitnesses, your reflection on those interviews after you stopped speaking with them, and then into the security is the big question, because obviously we're looking at a scenario here where now our political events, the same thing. I mean, I remember hearing the exact same thing, sitting in the exact same studio on July 13th of last year. Excuse me, after then candidate, now President of the United States, Donald Trump, was shot in Butler, Pennsylvania. The exact same sentiments were uttered there by the people that had to witness that, hear those gunshots, and were in the crowd. Now we're hearing them again today. That was an event with Secret Service protection. Now you start to go out. This wasn't even a political event. Certainly he's a conservative commentator. He's talking about politics. He's talking about things in society for certain, but this is not somebody who's actively running for office. So when you're in a scenario now where people talking about things and having a dialogue and a discourse, he's obviously got a lot of followers, obviously has a lot of support, and he's got his detractors for sure, that if we're at a point where people can't have these types of open discussions on a campus where he's fielding questions from people that are coming up to the stage just 10, 20.
All right. Hold on. We have breaking news. At least, I run with this. This is breaking news to me. Oh, no, never mind. I'm so sorry. Forget it. Never mind. See, I almost went with some breaking news and then I clicked on something and I went, yeah, never mind. Not going to report that just yet. All right, let's go back to NBC. NBC covering breaking and developing information concerning this afternoon's assassination attempt. We don't know how he is, of Charlie Kirk, conservative activist Charlie Kirk. He's in critical condition. This is all according to the AP. Critical condition at an area Utah hospital. The gunman, who was reported earlier, about an hour ago, to have been in custody, described as an old white man, 53. Apparently that is not true. Apparently the gunman is not in custody. But we will see. Again, fog of war. All of these things are developing as we're sitting here. So let's just continue to watch. Let's go back to see. This is is this MSM? No, good. Okay, it's just straight up NBC News.
Open society without some sort of a Secret Service level protection, that's going to be a big problem going forward, because the cost of that is, as you well known from covering so many political events through your career, is enormous. So that's a big question going forward.
Didn't the Trump administration just pull Secret Service protection for Kamala Harris or other people? Let's not play this game, okay? Hey, Trump administration, don't play this game, because the first move came against one of your guys. So what now, Charlie Kirk, if he survives, and I know that most of us normal people hope that he does. So is he going to get Secret Service protection, but not Kamala Harris? Don't play that game. Don't play that game, because you're going to be out of office and your kids are going to be out of office someday. Now, you know what? This is the problem as I see it between certain aspects of our two political choices. I don't see the left pulling Secret Service from the Trump family in 10 years. I just don't see it. They're feckless and they're cowardly and they don't do overly aggressive shit like that. They do nothing except seem to champion shit that nobody who lives in Iowa gives a fuck about. That's the left. It's these people who are fucking with, security and stuff like that. So just pointing that out.
Going forward, this is going to require a more wholesome approach. All right.
Tom Winter, please continue to stand by for us as you bring us.
That's a crazy hairline, though. And can we just point that out? That is a Count Chocula, if I've ever seen one.
Your updated reporting. I want to go to Capitol Hill and Melanie Zanona. Mel, I understand that House Speaker Mike Johnson just called for a moment of silence. I want to play a little bit of the video and then talk to you on the other side about the broader reaction that we are hearing from lawmakers. Let's hear from Speaker Johnson now.
We just want to make a brief statement here, and I'm going to go and ask my colleagues to join me in a moment of silence for our dear friend Charlie Kirk. We ask everyone to pray for him and his family. I'm just going to state the obvious here. This is detestable, what's happened. Political violence has become all too common in American society, and this is not who we are. It violates the core principles of our country, our Judeo-Christian heritage, our civil society, our American way of life, and it must stop. We need every
All right, hold on. Let me stop this guy here. Speaker Johnson, I suppose, is who this is. Brent says the removal of Secret Service protection was simply following the laws set forth. No protection for former VP after 6 months of leaving office. Okay. All right, that's fine. Is that written down somewhere? I mean, I don't even know that that's true. I just know that Brent is saying it in our chat room. So let's pretend that it is. Okay, let's pretend that's true. Do you really think that's common sense in this era? Or do you think that the public removal of Secret Service for somebody as polarizing, politically polarizing as Kamala Harris, do you think that's a fucking good thing? Or do you think it's just an asshole thing, Brent? That's my point. See, it's just an asshole thing. And don't open that can of worms. Again, I don't know why I'm saying don't open that can of worms, because the left, they're so feckless and cowardly and do nothing that they would never reciprocate in kind. Because remember, what the left does is they take their fucking losses by falling on their own sword. I know that we should get even and vengeance should be something that drives us, but we're fucking feckless. So here, let me fall on my sword, talk about how defeat was the only option to save the other. That's what Democrats do, okay? Fucking idiots. But this unnecessary provocation from a couple of months back, or maybe even a month ago, about Secret Service should never have been in the public discourse. It was put out there to simply get clicks on social media from people on the right who want to see Kamala Harris murdered. And there are. Oh, so excited today. Did you hear they pulled Secret Service? We're going to hear an update about how she's been shot any day now. Oh, this is who we are, man. And we got to stop it, or we got to figure out who those fucking people are and make it so uncool for them to be in civilized society that they shut the fuck up or go away. On the right and on the left. I don't give a fuck about Charlie Kirk, but I will tell you this. I give a fuck about this country. I give a fuck about the First Amendment. I give a fuck about being able to say whatever the hell I want without having to worry about someone putting a bullet in my head from 200 yards away. That's what I care about. I hate the shit that fucking dude said for the last couple of years of him being someone I was aware of. I fucking hate it. Every bit as much as I hate the shit that Joy Reid over on MSNBC or Al Sharpton or any of these other fucks who have no interest in us and moving forward as a decent, kind race of humanity. No, all they care about is their own personal glorification in the moment, and they get that by dividing us. So fuck all of these people. But I see what happened today and I am compelled as a human being to say, we don't kill people. And as an American say, we have a First Amendment right to say shitty things without fear of being punished for it. Thank you, Brent. That was Brent. Brent got me going. Brent, that's what we do. We like people in the chat room to trigger me so that I can go off on one of my rants, and Brent was great. Barney here. Barney says, that's biased framing. Harris's protection expired as prescribed. All right, fuck you, Barney. Did you not just hear what I said? Well, you did. And you wrote that before I said it. So do you think it's common sense? And was it necessary to put that out? Is my point. The greater point. Dig fucking deeper. We've got a whole mess of things here. People are fucked up. People are fucked up. They don't know what to think because there's all this bullshit misinformation, and everything that seems horrible gets some reasonable justification, like what you two are doing. Brent and Barney, well, it's in the paper, so, fuck her if something happens. Oh, well, she shouldn't have such a weird stepdaughter. Fucking stop it, man. Stop it. Charlie Kirk is probably going to die. Okay, let's just say it. He's probably going to fucking die. And he's one of yours. So what are you going to do? You're going to go after one of theirs? Is that what's next? Who's fucking going to take the bullet for the left? Because Charlie Kirk believed in the construct of the First Amendment. Again, as I said earlier, man, the First Amendment is a beautiful thing, and I believe it, and I'm willing to fight as an American to keep that an integral part of who we are. But at the end of the day, it's just a construct. I can't tell you how many times that I've seen clips of provocateurs, again, either on the left or the right, saying things so proudly and confidently on video. And why do they say it that way? Because you can't do anything. I can say that. I can say whatever I want. I'm an American citizen protected by the First Amendment. Spoop. Sniper shot from 200 yards away. It's all a construct. Sure, you can say whatever you want. You can, and you know what? The government can't come after you and put you in handcuffs for it. That's about the length and the width of what the First Amendment does. But you keep running your mouth, people on the left and the right, they keep talking like this, and there's enough crazy people with access to high-powered firearms that it's gonna fucking come back to haunt you. And so now here we are. This is the first one. This is the first high-profile political shit stirrer, professional shit stirrer, millionaire who became a multi-millionaire at fucking 25 or whatever from stirring the shit. Why? Because he's protected by the First Amendment, and there is no repercussion for saying the things that he says on social media because nobody can punch you in the fucking face. So now it's come back around, and now it's all on him, and now he's taking a bullet. Okay. So, right, your guy got it. Who on the left? Who on the left do we have to look out for? Who's going to take one on the left? Is it going to be Kamala? Will it be Tim Walz? Don't waste your time with Biden, right? Here's the thing. Those people are politicians. I almost put them in a different category of targets for these kinds of lunatics. Politicians are, they're politicians. They're putting themselves out into the public square, and they are saying things, and hopefully enough people agree, and they get the votes, and then they get the power. These are pundits. These are podcasters and Twitter handles. These are regular people who have learned to commoditize. They've learned how to make money off of triggering people. Here we are. And we have to all kind of think that this was coming, right? I mean, somewhere in the back of our head where we're like, yeah, this ain't gonna end well, but whatever. Shit-talking libtard, shit-talking MAGA. All right, let's go back to this. I'm sorry. Let's listen into what, this guy. All right. Yeah, this is one. Okay, so now let's get rid of this. Stop sharing. All right, here we go. I was waiting for a second source on this. And here we go. All right, so I am going with now Turning Point USA founder and pro-Trump influencer Charlie Kirk has died from gunshot wounds suffered during a speaking engagement at Utah Valley State. Deseret News political reporter Brigham Tomko has reported. Okay, couple of things here. Deseret News, very legitimate newspaper. So, all right, they're reporting it. Mediaite. Mediaite is a legitimate news source. Mediaite gets sued if they say shit that's bull. I know you think that they all lie about everything all the time, and that's what you're fucking nuts to, but okay. I trust that Mediaite and their lawyers are comfortable putting this out at this point. That is a source that I can rely on. He's been, all right, now it's all over. All right, Jesus, why was I so worried about fucking that? I should have went with it 10 minutes ago when I saw it by a source and then had an immediate question about that source. Charlie Kirk has died. It's now being reported in numerous places. Donald Trump has said the great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead. No one understands or had the heart of the youth in this United States better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife, Erica, and family. Charlie, we love you. All right, that's President of the United States. And again, that's got no credibility either. I'm sorry. He could be wrong. He could be wrong, and that wouldn't stopped him from tweeting that. So I don't know. But Mediaite is going with it, and it seems like now we've got a circle jerk of sources who are all, well, if the president said it, we'll run with it. And if they're running with it, then somebody else is going to run with it because they're credible to, other journalists. I don't know. It does appear that Charlie Kirk has died. We just watched a human being be murdered today. We all watched it. We watched it here together. We watched it on the video. We watched him die. We watched the blood splurt. We watched the bullet. We heard him talking about gang violence just before. I'm fucking pissed. I don't know how else to process this. I am pissed because could this be a moment? And I want to stop down and talk about this for a minute because here, let me update that. Let me update the caption. Oh, no, we got to fix that, right? All right, so now. All right, there we go. Oh, that reads a little harsh, doesn't it? I probably could have written that a bit more artfully. Breaking, Charlie Kirk is dead. Well, let me see what's going on here on this channel that I'm watching. Do we have any news on the shooter? Is the shooter still on the run or? Let's see some other things here. Sorry, guys. We're doing breaking news today, so it's not going to be as fluid maybe as when we jump from story to story. Man, I really wanted to talk about the Charlotte stabbing today. We'll give that to you tomorrow, okay? Tomorrow, Thursday, I'll get you all caught up on, because I haven't been able to talk about that, and I've been talking about that with everybody in my life for the past 3 days. So we'll talk about that horrific monster that was roaming the streets of Charlotte and that beautiful Ukrainian immigrant who got herself in the wrong side of that asshole's bad mood. We'll go into that tomorrow. Also, I have a whole bunch of silly stuff. Silly stuff that I've been accumulating. I found out that one of the people who I considered to be one of the 3 or 5 most beautiful women on the planet is a lesbian. That really ruined me. I'm like, wait, when did she become? So we'll do that tomorrow. Philly Karen. I haven't even chimed in on Philly Karen because I took Monday and Tuesday off. All right. I don't know how else to end with this. Let me see how many people are now reporting it. Let me just randomly Google search Charlie Kirk. See, look at this. Look at this headline. This is also damning for us in 2025. This is damning for all of us who live in 2025, okay? This is The Guardian. Look at what The Guardian is reporting. Do you read that headline from The Guardian? The Guardian's a legitimate newspaper. The Guardian says, Trump says Charlie Kirk shot dead during event at Utah Valley University. Like media, at least they're not just going with what the president says. And we're supposed to go with what the president says. He's supposed to have fucking credibility. And we're supposed to go, well, okay, now it's official. The president has put it out there. But at the very least, The Guardian had the same hiccup that I had when I was reading the Trump tweet announcing the passing of Charlie Kirk. This is who we are now. We have to wait. The president's word isn't good enough for us because the guy says a lot of shit. The guy... All right, let's go to the page. So Charlie Kirk, here's the page of the news stories. Let's see how many are reporting that he's dead other than the president. The Guardian says that the president says he's dead. New York Times, 7 minutes ago, Charlie Kirk shot during event. Their headline has not changed. AP, there you go. Okay, this is what we're looking for. There you go. 6 minutes ago, the AP went with this headline. Okay, live updates. Charlie Kirk has died. Okay, so now I'm Mediaite, president, the combination of the president and the AP and Mediaite, that'll get me to go with it. President alone, no. Mediaite alone, no. The president and Mediaite, that's what I thought was enough. I saw the president and Mediaite and I went, okay. But yeah, that's the tweet that when I said, okay, guys, breaking news, we got to break in with this, about 5-10 minutes ago when I did that. And I was going to, it was because I was reading the Trump thing. I was like, oh, okay, president say, and then I double clutched and I went, I got to find another source. I got to find somebody to corroborate what the president is saying. And that is a fucking shame. All right. So there you go. Hasn't really been a typically fun show the way we like to do today. Been covering. What is this? We've got more. Is that Barney? Barney got some news for me? My intrepid reporter on the ground, Barney. Peter trying to fuck with me. The chat room called it 8 minutes ago. Yeah, well, I need more sources than that, okay, chat room? Barney says 3 students in critical condition and shooter neutralized at Colorado Evergreen High School. Oh, what the fuck is happening here today? What is going on here today? Is that what I'm looking at now? Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, now that seems, according to Google Maps,
I'm watching my boy Lookner.
From here, if that's...
All right, hold on. Appreciate the heads up, Barney. Let me see. Yeah, Jen, you're damn right. I see Jen in the chat room. We need silly stuff. We really do need silly stuff, and that's why I've got you covered. I'll tell you about that. Oh, boy. Dink. Hold on. Let me find my police scanner. Did I even get an update for police scanner? Mountain area. Okay, here we go. Yeah. All right, we do have something going on here. School shooting, Evergreen High School. My scanner is going crazy. I was ignoring it because we were doing the Charlie Kirk stuff. And I thought it was just all of my friends texting me their thoughts.
On pad beginning as 3094, and I'll be the 60 coordinate.
All right, let's see what we got here on this story. All right, let's see here. Evergreen High School. Jesus. All right, let's see. We'll go with Colorado Public Radio. All right, because they're boots on the ground. At least 2 students have been shot in an active shooter situation at Evergreen High School. At least 2 students have been shot in an active shooter situation at Evergreen High School this afternoon. The school, about 28 miles southwest of Denver, enrolls 900 students. The Jefferson County, but Jefferson County, that's where Columbine is, right? So there's a lot of shit that goes down. Everything that goes down in Colorado happens in Jefferson County.
I'm 10-4. I'm still at the scene, which is at the intersection of Buffalo Park Road and South Olive Road.
All right.
Thank you. 1500.
Copy, Direct. Thank you.
All right. You know what? I cannot extend the show because there's now a school shooting on the same afternoon that Charlie Kirk, conservative activist and pundit and leader of Turning Point USA, is apparently dead. This multiple sources are now confirming. The president has confirmed it. Mediaite, the AP, now seeing the New York Post. All right. Fun show, huh, gang? Fun show. Hey, tip the show, why don't you, if you can. Sorry, can't do that. Here's what I do want to do for the last couple of minutes, because I can't believe my show got ruined today by this awful news. That's right. Look at the bottom of your screen. We are playing trivia tonight. God, that seems so inconsequential. Here's what we're doing. How do I do this? Be a pro, man. Be a pro. Make sure you get the live reads in, even though everything you've been talking about for the last couple of hours has got you so emotionally spun out. You don't know that you can do an adequate job for the client. How do I do this? Look, man, here's the deal. We're doing trivia again tonight. We did it last night at the back 9. It was amazing. I would like to thank our new players 3 weeks in a row now. Scott and God, she's so pretty. She's like this pretty. I think it's like Tessie or Tessa or Tressa. I'm terrible with non-biblical names. Anyway, they came out. They took second place yesterday, I think. So that's always good when we can get a new team to come out and play trivia with us on Tuesday nights at the back 9. That was fun. We missed April. It's all right, April. It's all right. Just pointing out that we knew you were missing because we love having April. April was not there. James Parker of WBAP, he, of course, participates every week at our trivia tournament there at the back 9. If you were wondering, he shit the bed. Again, shit the bed. My test is too difficult for the great James Parker of WBAP. Which brings me to what I want to mention tonight. So now we're going to be doing Tuesday night trivia in the Addison area, if that's closer to you, North Dallas. And then on Wednesday night, we're going all the way up the tollway. We're going all the way up to the Frisco, Plano area. Bottle Rockets located there in Legacy Village, right off the tollway at Legacy. I don't know how familiar you guys are with Legacy Village. I am quite familiar. I lived there for 4 years. My favorite neighborhood that I have ever lived in my life. It is just filled with bars and restaurants and shops, and everything's walking, and there's this big gorgeous Marriott hotel in the middle that the whole place is built around. It's just fantastic. Bottle Rockets Bar and Grill right there in Legacy Village. Tonight we will be doing trash trivia. Now you're probably like, yeah, so what, man? You do trivia, why is it? No, this is different. We are supercharging this bitch. We got prizes for everybody. Everybody who comes out has prizes on night 1. I have right now in the trunk of my car, I have about 50 t-shirts. I got like 20 hats. We got all kinds of knickknacks and glasses and cool things, all kinds of shit. Everybody who comes out to play trivia tonight at the Bottle Rockets in Legacy Village will receive a prize. But that's not all. This is going to be a completely different trivia experience from one that you've had elsewhere. Certainly different from the way we've been doing it at the back 9. In fact, it ain't just me. I've got a partner. That's right. Tonight and every Wednesday, it's Pugs and Parker hosting trivia. I will be, of course, set up in my perch where I will be reading the questions and overlording all of the game. James Parker of WBAP, afternoon radio superstar here in Dallas. James will be in the crowd with a wireless mic fucking with you people. That's right. We're turning this up. It's going to be so much fun. We're doing it. We've got a budget. We've got an incredible new sponsor, the good people at American Metal Whiskey. Big cash prizes. We're going to be announcing that tonight. I tried to get Brandon on the phone today. I was like, Brandon, can we talk? Can we tell people what we're giving away? And, you know, because this is different than the back nine. This is a bigger thing. And he's like, no, I'm busy. Apparently he's got a tooth. He's got a tooth problem. He's going to the dentist. So he couldn't be on today. So tonight we'll get all that. And then I'll tell you tomorrow exactly what it is. But this is really exciting. And might I say, there are all kinds of bars in this world. I love them all. I love a good dive bar. I love a smoky neighborhood bar. But I also like the kind of shit that the Bottle Rockets is. The Bottle Rocket, no, Bottle Rockets. I don't think it's the Bottle Rocket. Bottle Rockets is the closest thing in North Texas. Well, there's that new place that makes you think you're in AT&T Stadium, right? That thing, I don't know what that's called. So, but short of that, Bottle Rockets is the closest thing in North Texas to a real Vegas sports book. You walk into Bottle Rockets, and I'm telling you, my buddy Brian, who owns the place, $500,000 in televisions, and the largest television that I have seen that wasn't in Vegas. It's this massive, perfect for games. Their food is incredible. What I'm trying to say is this is one of the nicest bars in the city of Dallas. If you've never been to Bottle Rockets in Legacy Village, but you know Legacy Village, you can probably imagine it. Legacy Village is a little bit hoity. You know, they've got all kinds of there's a Chanel store, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So Legacy Village is a little hoity. So this is a nice freaking bar. Still a bar you can wear shorts and a t-shirt too and watch the game on Sunday. But I'm just telling you, everything is nice. Trivia every Wednesday night. Me and Parker, Pugs and Parker, the Trivia Twins? No, Trivia Misfits. That's what I like. Pugs and Parker, the Trivia Misfits, starting tonight. Now you're probably thinking, Pugs, when do we need to get there? I'm going to get there at 6. Trivia probably isn't going to start till about 7, and we'll probably go to about 9 tonight. This will probably be a 3-hour event. It's, again, the first time that we're doing it. But everybody who comes out tonight is going to get something. We're also, if you don't want to play, because a lot of times there's people like, well, we're not here to play. All right, so you don't want to play, so we'll just ask you a random question, and we'll give you a prize. That's fine. We're going to make this work. This is going to be fun. The after-hour crowd or the after-work crowd is what we're going to try and tap into today. So we're getting there at 6 o'clock. But moving forward, we're going to find the sweet spot of when Wednesday trivia should be held, and we'll get to it. So we've got Tuesday night at the Back Nine. We've got Wednesday night at Bottle Rockets in Frisco. The Back Nine is in Addison. And another big announcement is coming for Monday nights. That's right. We've got a Monday night thing that we're going to be doing as well. Don't think that's going to be trivia. We think we might be trying a different thing there. So come one, come all. It is Bottle Rockets tonight in Legacy Village. It's myself, Pugs and Parker, Trivia Misfits. I think that's good. The Trivia Misfits will be hosting a trivia competition, 100% original questions. These are all original questions. These are not like we're not pulling from an NTN box. You know, remember those boxes that we used to play on? We're not pulling from that. We're not doing Trivial Pursuit stuff. No. Real question. Let me give you the categories. I'll give you some categories. Now, some of you who play at the Back Nine, you might have an advantage. If you've played at the Back Nine, you're going to hear some questions that you might have heard a few months back, because tonight for the very first trivia tournament at Bottle Rockets, it's a greatest hits tournament. It is my best categories. I have cherry-picked from all of the... Hold on, let me do this. I've cherry-picked from the past 4 months that we've been doing this, and I think I put together a really good trivia tournament for tonight. Also, fun fact, for those of you who are used to the way we do it at the Back Nine, tonight, because we're going to stay a little bit longer, we are doing 3 rounds. 3 rounds of trivia. See, in the past, trivia was 2 rounds, 40 questions. Today, it's 3 rounds, 60 questions. How exciting. Here are some of the categories we're going to do. We got a music category. We're going to start out with music. See, we have access to their sound system and everything, so we're able to play music as clips and hints and all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's going to be bigger than ever before. So we're going to do a music category just because I want to see how we can integrate the actual music. Then we're going to do a category, how'd they die? Crazy, hysterical ways that celebrities passed away. Do you remember how Vic Morrow died? That might be an answer to the question, how'd they die? It's another category we'll do tonight at Bottle Rockets. Category that I did last night. Did this category last night, and I just liked the vibe of the category, so I reworked it. There's 3 new questions in this category that I did last night at the back 9. 2 are the same. So if you were at the back 9 last night, you probably got 2 points guaranteed right there. I'm going to be bringing back for the second night in a row, famous Karens in history. That's right. Famous Karens. We all think that this is a phenomena of the last 10 to 15 years. No, no, no. History is filled with women who wanted to speak to the manager, and that's a category tonight at Battle Rockets. Round 1 will also have a Simpsons trivia contest, a Simpsons trivia category, because it seems to me that everybody likes Simpsons trivia, and it's a good way to, if you got your ass kicked in other categories, a lot of people who know Simpsons. They can run the category. All right, that's category 1. What's category 2 tonight? Should I do more? Yeah. Do I want to bother you with more? Or should I just make you come and, see for yourself what the new categories are? All right, I'll give you category 2. Category 2, we're going to do corporate slogans. I love the corporate slogans. We hear them. They're pounded into our head over the course of our lifetime. Do we remember what the actual product is? Corporate slogans. I'll give you the corporate slogan. You tell me what company it's for. Yeah, you think it sounds easy. It ain't. Then we're going to do horror castings. I love to do casting trivia contest. That's where I give you the cast. I'll give you 3 names of people who are in a famous horror film. You name the horror film. Horror castings is another category we'll do today. Got a category for girl stuff. Got a category for porn. Oh yeah, we got a porn category. Great moments in porn history. That's a category in round 2. Let's see. Let's get into round 3. Let me tell you what the categories for round 3 are. We're going to start off in round 3. You might notice there's no randoms, because I'm doing a greatest hits. Random is just a way to, I usually do a couple of random categories where you never know what the, type of question is going to be. Today, we're doing all specific categories. Categories for round 3 tonight at Bottle Rockets in Legacy Village. We're going to do fast food. These are all going to be questions about fast food places that we go. We're going to do 80s rock. 80s rock, specific to the 1980s. Questions about music from the 1980s. We've got a media creatures category. Media creatures are people who are not famous for any skill or God-given talent, but because they did something embarrassing in public and we all talked about them for a week. Let's see how many we remember. Media creatures is a category. And then at the end, we're just going to horn everybody up for the ride home. We're going to do sexy time. I got a very sexy final category, just as I say, to get y'all horned up. All of that happening tonight at Bottle Rockets in Legacy Village. It's myself. It's James Parker. We're going to be drinking. We're going to be talking shit. We're going to be playing trivia. We want you there as well. Prizes for everybody. That's tonight and every Wednesday, 6 o'clock tonight. Bottle Rockets. Trivia starts at about 7. I hope y'all can come out. Frank. No, Frank, not Frank. Did my accent screw me there? Frank's like, whore casting, nice. No, well, we do have a porn category. So I love the word whore. Do we have to have that? I don't think that whore is a pejorative. I think that, again, we're talking about perspective. I think if you subscribe to some weird patrician notion of what a woman's sexuality should be, then I bet when you hear the word whore, you think a negative. Not me. I think a free chick. I think a free and open chick who might bang an ugly fat guy. Let's go. I love you folks. We'll see you tonight, hopefully at the Bottle Rockets right there at Legacy in the Tollway. And if not, we'll be back here tomorrow. And I'm sure there'll be a lot more news concerning what's happening right now. But I got to go. All right. That's it. Been a wild day. Been a wild day. All right. Be good to each other. Just stop hating. All right. Just stop fucking hating everybody. See you tomorrow.